I'd like
We're
to,
on.
Miss Barbara's not here yet.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Okay, and I'm going to pass this back
That
over,
way.
yeah, that way. Thank you. So,
Let yourself down.
welcome everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Before we get into our business, per se, can we take a look at the minutes from March 8th and see if we can get those approved?
Marge,
Mm-hmm.
through you to Bob.
Yes.
Bob, on old business A, you have a period instead of a comma, so it says $3,000 and not $3 million. A on old business.
Yeah.
Fourth line down.
Oh, okay.
Concern?
Just needs a comma to make it 3 million.
Concern.
Thank you.
And further on down.
Wait a minute, let me get one at a time. Okay,
Further on down in the middle of that paragraph, it says Marge suggested that as a board member, she feels that whatever happens, we need to be concerned. I think it's concerned, or something like that, I'm not sure. Concerned.
Concerned.
Concerned,
concerns for the
just
future.
said that.
Yeah.
okay, that's all I saw.
That's just grammar.
Right, little typos.
Yep.
But thank you. Anyone else have anything?
I move the minutes
Concern.
be approved as corrected.
Second?
Second, all right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, Bob.
Okay,
Thank you. All right. I'm going to start this meeting off by recognizing Patty.
Yes.
She has asked if she could have the floor for a minute or two.
At the last meeting, I had a few words to say about working together. You have to pardon my voice, I woke up very raspy this morning. I didn't know I was raspy till my husband came home for lunch, because nobody was there to talk to me. I spoke about working together. I think some people were a little taken back by that, and I'm sorry for that, but I still hold to my words. Nancy was nice enough to correct me on something that I had indicated we were not notified about Emmett coming. Apparently, she sent me some emails that some people were notified that Emmett was coming. I did not get that email, but that's okay. In acknowledging that fact, I noticed that it was a one-day notice that he was coming, which really doesn't give anybody much time to prepare for his coming to ask questions, which is a little short notice, but that's neither here nor there now. But on that same line, I got this in the mail with my utility bill, I don't know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And the first line, and I quote, says, "For 20 years, the Friends of the COA and the COA have been trying to get a new senior center." Marge, I'd like to ask you, was the board, this board, the COA board, involved in drafting and approving and sending this out?
No, this is a letter, a donation request letter, as it was explained to me. And the Friends historically have always sent out a donation letter. I was not involved. I don't think anyone on the board was.
Then I'm,
The donation letter.
It is from the Friends because we're the one wanting the
Right.
money for you.
Right, we understand that. We
And
understand.
you can't do it. Right.
That's exactly right.
That's
So-
what I'm trying to explain to Patty.
That's
I
right.
have, when she's through, I have some answers
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you
yeah,
too.
okay.
well, I have a concern the way it's written because I looked up our bylaws and COA, I believe, cannot solicit for funds.
Correct.
And the way this is written, it looks like we are soliciting for funds. Now, I'm in favor of a senior center someplace, where it doesn't matter where it is, but I want to make sure it's done right.
Right.
And that's one of my concerns when I went off spieling 2 weeks ago, that we need to work together. And obviously, I understand what the Friends were doing in sending this out, but this gives,
A false.
I'm going to give you your time, but getting this,
I want to remember all of it.
I know, but getting this as a board member, and then as a resident, as a board member, it upsets me, number one, because we're not to solicit for
Correct.
funds. As a resident, I think it's a great idea, but I didn't know the COA board solicited for funds, and we don't, now that I went back and
It's
checked
against the law.
manuals.
It's not.
So,
Doesn't say COA
Doesn't
board though,
say
it says
COA.
COA.
It's not, the COA cannot solicit for funds,
I
period.
understand that.
So,
It's an interpretation of the sentence, I guess, and I don't see
So
I guess, right.
funds, yeah.
Madam
Wait,
Chair.
wait, let her finish, please.
Okay,
so if the Friends and, if this committee worked together to do this, that wouldn't occur. That's all I'm saying.
And I will just add, I can understand, on the one hand, why the Friends didn't think about it, because they historically write these letters once a year.
Yearly.
Right. I don't think they've ever, referenced the COA in the letters before, and because of everything that's been going on, I think it happened. But anyway, I will say no more. I know Barbara wants to speak, so,
Right.
and I know you want to too.
Go ahead.
just the way it's written, I don't see that it says, "We are soliciting." All that sentence says is Friends and COA have been trying to get a new senior center, period. There's nothing there about solicitation.
That's right.
You read the whole document.
I did just read the whole document, Patty, but I'm thinking that it's not, if I read that, I wouldn't have taken it that the COA is soliciting funds.
I think, go ahead, I'll add my comments at the end, I think, after everybody gets a chance to speak.
In reference, please
Two
excuse.
raspy voices today, sorry, I feel for
Please
you.
excuse me, I've had trouble since Wednesday with my voice. I think I talked too much over there. Or yelled or something. But as far as the COA, I believe, now I can be wrong because she's not here, but I do believe that Nancy checked with Liz about what she was writing, and Liz okayed what happened, okay? Now, that could be for the second letter she wrote.
Okay, that's-
But listen, that, it might be that Liz said it was fine. As a resident who's not on the board, who probably doesn't come to the COA and stuff, I would not even know there was a difference or care. All I saw was, you want money, here's your $10 or $5. They're not gonna, I mean, I can see you and the board doing, checking, but we write the letter every year for the past 30 years or whatever, not the
Yeah, and I
COA
appreciate
board.
that. Don't get me
And
wrong.
so naturally, we sent it out in a way a little different this year because we are getting together to try to get ourselves a senior center. So that's part of that. Now, if I can remember what you said before that, I did have an answer for, give me
Reminder what you said, Patty.
yeah, I'm trying not to say too many words, but you said something about, let's see, does anybody remember?
Well, I just want to add a
Seniors.
point, is that I agree with Maureen in that sentence doesn't really say that you're asking for funds. But on the second point that Patty made is that if we work together with you on a funding letter, that would violate your rule, wouldn't it? Of not
Right.
being
Yeah.
involved in funding?
But we don't work together for your funding letter,
Yeah,
that's
so
the
I'm
point.
saying-
Yeah.
Patty was saying we should
It
work
might-
together.
No, she's, no, she's
Work
not saying
together
that.
on
It might be
constructing a
best in the
letter.
future
Yeah.
for the Board of COA to proofread the letter prior to
Yeah.
sending it out.
I don't think that's within our purview,
I
quite
know
quite
what
frankly,
I-
but anyway,
I
we don't
know
need to get
what-
into that discussion
It gets
today.
kind of tricky, yeah.
But it's just that I think Nancy was thinking, and we were thinking about, we were working together, so that's why the COA is on that paper. The other thing is about Emmett Schmarza. We were talking to Emmett, asking questions, okay? Or, I'll
Nancy
say
was.
we, Nancy was, but I'll say we, because we work together. We're supposed to, right? Anyway, what happened was, Emmett said, I'm coming to your meeting because I have tomorrow off. And you never could get him to come unless it's months from now, which is over for us. We needed to have some information now. Granted, he's a lovely man, but he does kind of
Talk a lot.
talk. And so, it's kind of like me, I guess. But anyway, so that's what happened there, but she did notify Liz
And me
about it.
too,
But,
the day before, right.
yeah, but the point was, she felt, she didn't really want to bother her because she had pneumonia. And so we figured we wouldn't see her at this meeting, so she had sent it to you, I believe.
She did.
So
It was
that's
last
part
night.
of that, Patty. I just want to say that I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that you're feeling offended or anything at
Oh, I'm
all.
not offended. I mean,
Because we
I
do
think that
want to
going
work.
forward, we need to be a little more.
Yeah, but we want to work with you. It's not that, are you kidding? We don't want to do this all by ourselves. This is a big project.
It is.
But we got started because the Friends can probably speak up a little more. And we were doing it too as citizens of Littleton who care about our seniors and getting something done. We had a point where we had to get started because hooray, we had something going on here that we never, ever had before. So we grabbed it. And it was a matter of maybe we were being selfish, maybe we were jumping the gun, but there was no other way we could think of going on. But it isn't like we left you guys out. Once we started, we did, get started. And when we went to see the building, Marge was there, you were there. That was a team that was there, so it wasn't by ourselves. I feel like, I don't want to sound like we're being, bosses or something, that's not us. But I think we have a little more push as far as personalities are concerned. And so we just do it, You're more cautious, and we're more can
her
I
done.
have it now, please?
Get her done.
Get it done. So, anyway, please forgive us if
There's
we've
nothing to
offended or
forgive.
done anything wrong.
There's nothing
We
to
don't
forgive.
wanna do that. We wanna get a senior center. And it's like, I
That's the
don't
objective.
care
Yeah.
about, rules and regulations.
Well, we
Just
have to
give-
abide by them anyway, but go ahead, let's finish having our discussion.
But anyway, I'm through.
No, I don't wanna rush you either. Don't feel rushed, please. I want you to feel like you can say what you want to say.
Well, I do have a question. I don't know if I necessarily have to ask you here, but in the minutes, like right now, I have something to say. And I wondered why in your minutes, it doesn't have anything we say. Like, I'm thinking for future history, when you show these meetings, it says that it's us, but we're not in here.
Yeah.
So I just wondered, I mean, I read
I try to
it.
put in everything in general. For instance, right now, I had Barbara pointed out that Nancy was talking to Emmett on Thursday, and he stated, I'm coming to your meeting since I have tomorrow off.
Good.
There was not time to inform everybody of his coming. Barbara said it was important.
Okay.
to work together.
It's,
So I'm
yeah,
trying,
thank you. It's like, yeah, okay. I, just wondered about this.
See, it's a process, working together. It is. I really think that, but anyway.
Anyway, I'm through.
No, but that's a good point, and we'll try to be more sensitive to that, too.
these minutes are never word for word.
Right.
I try and.
No, they're good. I just thought, I just felt like,
And often it summarizes something, and it doesn't unless it's somebody, particularly
Unless it's a
what, a quote, something like that. Usually it's a summary, just a brief summary of the business. So,
now I shall rest my voice.
okay. Maureen, really, she had her hand up a long time ago, and then Andy.
No, I did state my thought. As I'm looking at this letter, the first sentence is all it says is we are trying, the two groups, to get a senior center. When it goes down further, it says, friends have been there, and please make your donation with much appreciation, Barbara McCray, President, and friends on the board. Please send your donation to friends. I think they're very specific about the money part being friends. And the only place that it's lists the board at all is in that first sentence. So it may be that Barbara's right in that they were just trying to include us in their standard form letter.
Andy.
Yes, I just want to say that I don't think we'll be offended with any corrective criticism, as you had said before. So we appreciate Patty's comments, and we can learn and work together with criticism.
Well,
We won't be offended,
nobody ever thinks alike, and you know what? The sign of a group that works well together is feeling comfortable expressing yourself, and if something's upsetting you, even getting it out. And people I think we're all mature adults, and we can all work that way. So, you want to say something? Annie?
I just want to say, I don't think anybody took offense, but maybe just were worried about if somebody did,
Legally.
did take it that the COA board was trying to get money that legally we can't, and we don't want any legal ramifications coming along, so that we just want to make sure that everybody knows it's not the board, and it is the Friends of COA helping,
Right.
working for the senior center.
Well, actually, thank you, that's a great segue, because I think this is perfect. This is being taped. And this is a perfect opportunity I'm gonna make a statement that I hope will help correct things, but go ahead, David.
No, I agree with Dan Lee, and actually, have probably run across a few of these since I was a library trustee. A couple of times have been brought up short, not myself, but either the board or something would write something down, and somebody would come back from upstairs and say, that's not right, or that's not, you have to rewrite this, or this is not proper, or your minutes aren't quite right, or whatever. So it's not that there's nobody looking. Okay, so if anything, if any, you know, if there's any chance that it could be misinterpreted, then you don't wanna have that going out.
Right.
You wanna make sure it can't be misinterpreted before you send it out. You know, just because people upstairs are looking, you know?
But see, that
That's all.
doesn't, and that's new to you people too, because you're not, you know, your minutes don't get scrutinized either. So like ours do, but something like this, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's-
Go ahead, Barbara.
It's no fun having Diane come downstairs and say, this isn't right, you
You know-
gotta fix this.
This is interesting because I know Nancy was so worried about this letter. She came to us, had us read it how many times? She went to Diane, she went to Liz, and she finally said, it's done, I'm okay, and it went out. So that's where that was coming from.
No, and I think, you know what, we learn from everything. And
Yeah.
I view this as unfortunate. It's not the end of the world, you know, and it's just an unfortunate thing that happened. But it's also a great opportunity to, I think Barbara, you were saying, or somebody said earlier, see, I can't remember either who said what, but exactly. But, you know, we both groups are working to help improve things for seniors. And right now, a big focus is on obtaining more space, because both groups know it's a crisis almost, in the sense that we have such poor space, you know, for seniors to be having activities in. Both groups, you know, have rules and regulations. Some, I mean, the board is dictated and, you know, by certain rules and regulations that you people don't have to follow, and that's okay. But we know, the board knows that we, number one, our mission is, and our job is, to work to advise the director, support her. We cannot raise funds, we cannot even let it be implied that we are trying to raise funds. It's against the law. And you people, have the same mission, you know, of working with the director. You have to, if you're going to be providing programming and trying to make things better for the seniors in town. You need to be supporting the director and working with her. And then the one big difference is, and it's a huge difference, is that you're the primary fundraisers to allow events and things to happen. And you do a great job with that and providing things for seniors. But there's two different functions for the groups. So I think, you know, I know, and Nancy was working on two versions of this. One was to go out townwide later regarding the, you know, the space needs. And then this is your appeal. It's an annual thing you do. I knew that. I know that. And I think, you know, that's probably what happened. It was just the type of thing that's just unfortunate. So I just wanted to make sure that I think it's important that we get the message out to people that there are two groups in town that work to help them, to seniors especially, and other townspeople. We know, both groups know, that people don't understand the difference between the Friends and the COA. People get it confused all the time. And that's another job we have, is to try to help people understand the difference between the two groups. So maybe I view this as a great opportunity to try to get a little bit more clarification out there. And the other point is, though, I do want to say, especially to the board, because I've dealt with Diane quite a lot about interpreting things, so, in minutes. And you want to stay away from anything that would raise any questions. So, you know, I don't know. If it was approved by Diane and everything, I don't know for that to be a fact. And I know that Nancy did talk to Diane. I'm not sure about what, though, so. But anyway, it's an unfortunate thing, but you know, we can learn from it. And we'll move on. We know we didn't do anything wrong. We know you didn't do anything wrong. Everybody's here with the same purpose and trying to make things better, so.
May I suggest that the minutes read it was mutually accepted that this discussion was important to have between the COA board and Friends to clarify our separate rules without animosity.
Sounds great.
Good, Bobby.
Let's
Thank
move
you.
on.
That's a good, thank you, Bob. Anybody else have anything they are really feeling compelled to say about that? No, and let's use it as a learning experience. That's my attitude. So, great. All right, now let's get on to some more exciting stuff, maybe. So, I put down, because again, now this came directly as a, indirectly, from a request that Diane made. The, agenda item A, schedule for meetings. Diane requested that it would be helpful to her, especially now where she's short.
One person.
There's lots of Dianes.
Diane Crowley, sorry, Crowley.
Okay.
It would be easier for her and less work if she could reserve, when she goes in to reserve this room, for example, if she knows that we want it, 2 Fridays of the month, whichever Fridays, so she can do it at the same time, just going in for all of the groups in town that she has to do that for. If she keeps trying to simplify her workload, she's still shorthanded. And I just, she's really, she is not even, I don't think, posting agendas online anymore. You have to check the bulletin board outside to make sure it's been posted. So I thought maybe it would be a good idea for us to talk about maybe now that things are, they're not slowed down at all, we still have a lot to do. But maybe we could, pick the 1st and 3rd Fridays, or the 2nd and 4th Fridays, or whatever you want to do. If it's every Friday, but if I can tell her, then she can book the room for us. If we don't end up meeting, then we have to cancel it, but it's also more work for me too, but I don't, I'm not as overworked as Diane is, that's for sure. So that's why it's on the agenda. So I wanted to have a discussion about what you felt about frequency of meetings.
We're not meeting in April.
Right.
Second Friday of May.
So first.
Anyone have any thought, how often do you think we need to be meeting now? That's the first question I guess I have.
Well, since the awareness meeting is usually on the 2nd Friday of the month, it might be better to have it first
For
and
you
third.
people, for us.
But when is the, so that's Monday, so.
But unfortunately, we were trying, I believe we were trying, not to have the 2 meetings,
Oh.
back to back. So maybe it's the 2nd and 4th.
Well, you met, before the awareness committee, you met, an hour, for an hour before this meeting once.
Yeah, if
Maybe-
you're gonna be
maybe-
here, you might as well.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, you people are the committee, I'm not, but,
My only suggestion for that would be that we not meet in the same room, because
Oh,
I
yes.
found it very distracting with people trying to set up the room and people
Right.
coming in and out, and,
That's good.
socialization that goes on, and that's great, but not when you're trying to have a meeting.
Correct.
So if we were going to have a meeting, I suggest that we have ours upstairs as
Upstairs.
we usually do.
and then just
Right.
zip downstairs.
And then we'll zip down.
Yeah.
And hopefully we won't be late. Hopefully.
I guess we could forgive you if you were a little late. But anyway, that's fine. Friends, what do you think? I don't know, how often do you think we should be meeting now?
Every other.
Every other?
We're looking at the calendar and wondering how many more weeks are left before the May town meeting.
Not many.
I don't
I
know.
know.
Do you think it's a good idea to meet, excuse me, the Friday before town meeting or the Friday before?
The meeting's on the 6th, is it the 6th?
Yeah.
May 6th, I
Town
think.
meeting 6th?
Yeah, so the Friday would be May 3rd. Do you want to meet then or the week before?
What can we accomplish 3 days
Hopefully
before?
you got
It'd be
everything.
better off to meet the last meeting of the last week of the month before.
Yeah.
But if anything needs to be done, it gives us a little time to do it.
Yeah,
Personally,
because
that's,
if you meet on Friday, May 3rd, and you need to do something,
Yeah.
you're looking at the weekend and then you're right into the
No,
meeting.
that's
Too
the
late.
point,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be too little time, I think, yeah.
I think Bob's suggestion is better to have it on the 27th and then go back from there.
26th,
26th
26th, yeah, 26th and then the 12th.
and 12th.
and then the 12th, which would be the second, which is the second, and then you do have a meeting in April, you're saying. You remember,
We do not have a
you
meeting.
do not, so that's not gonna be a problem, and then we'll
Right.
go from there.
So are we going to say yes to the 12th?
Second and fourth, Friday
Of April.
of April?
So that is what, the 12th? 12th and the 26th.
Yeah,
4/12,
yes, that works out.
4/26.
Okay,
4/12, 4/26, COA friends.
so then are
Okay.
we going to go forward into May, because if we are going to continue with our quest to be in the parade, I think we need to be working on getting ourselves organized and set up.
Well, and either way, no matter what happens at town meeting, personally, I think that we still need to be working on getting the word out and supporting this, no matter whatever happens. I really do.
That's right.
So I'm just thinking we should plan a meeting, and then if we don't need to meet, we can just cancel it. But, it's better maybe to have the room reserved and to
Right.
So we would
Plan
look at
ahead.
the 10th, the 10th of May and the 24th of May,
Okay.
but that's going into the long weekend.
Yeah, 24th of May doesn't sound very appealing, but who knows?
Or we could do the 10th of May
What's
and the
your
31st of May.
It's after the parade.
Parade.
Parade's here.
Yeah, I know.
Parade is when? The 27th?
27th, yes. It's Memorial Day.
Has anyone,
Wait a minute, now what are you saying? You're gonna meet on April 12th and 26th, that's before the town meeting. After the town meeting, you're gonna meet on the 10th, is the reason?
We're not sure yet.
That hasn't been
So you're gonna
decided
ask.
yet.
Not decided.
so I don't have to say it.
I'm sorry?
It's not decided to have it on the 10th yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Barbara.
She's gonna say it for me, because
Well,
Okay.
I know it's under C on your agenda, but have you spoken to John Borowski about the parade?
No, I have not.
Okay,
No.
somebody should.
so we need to?
Pardon me?
We need to?
I would think we do. We talked about that at the last meeting, that he was the contact person. And then Nancy Levine actually told me, though, that Millie McGovern was also involved, and I did ask, well, I asked her last Tuesday, she's not involved. Oh,
Yeah,
so, because I thought she was, Nancy had said, so I checked it
John
out.
is the one.
John, and I know John would be, he's, the person that is in charge of pets in town, and you would think he would be the man that's in charge of the parade.
Okay, so do you want me to do that?
Would you like to do that?
Sure.
That's great. Sharon Corbin.
Marge, I think Liz said she was going to do that.
Okay, yeah, I think you may be right. I think you joggled my memory.
I do recall,
And I think you're right.
Liz and I had a conversation
Yes.
about John Borowski, and I want to say she said she would
I
contact
think you're right.
John.
I do agree. And thank
So
you.
that should have been in the minutes.
Yeah, it could have been.
I
should
think
have
it was
been.
after the meeting was over.
Put it in now.
Well, we will check with Liz.
All right, who's meeting with John
There
or?
you go.
Liz is going, we're going to
Big
check with Liz about, the parade and if she spoke to John Borowski.
I, very honestly, if we're down to the Memorial Day parade, I think all the women who are here ought to wear those big gowns like it showed in one of those pictures that
Yeah.
Ann Lee sent out.
Get a
Should be
life.
suffragettes?
I went online and Googled Memorial Day, Senior Center Memorial Day Parade, and they had lots of them with ladies in the old crowns, and I thought, well, maybe some bobby socks and poodle skirts and that type of thing could be on there too, and just have, some of the older back times sitting in rocking chairs, and then bobby socks and poodles dancing, and,
Are you marching or just sitting in a truck?
no, you're sitting, you have a float,
Float.
which we,
No, we don't.
Oh, we
All
don't?
the men could wear bathing suits and stand in
Not
poses,
unless
you
you've
know,
got-
like,
Oh, liability insurance. We know that.
check
What
that.
did we say?
We're gonna check that out.
Because he won't take responsibility.
I understand. I passed that along to people, but
What about the bus for elder care? We could all fill up that bus and,
You can't see him
then
though.
nobody can see you. You can't really
Dan
interact.
Pickard said that we could use his from the farm, his.
As long as liability, you pay for liability
We have
insurance,
insurance
because
for
he
the
doesn't
day.
want, he's already gotten a couple of
Yeah,
So we
days.
need to explore that,
I
issue.
would suggest we need to meet on May 10th if we're going to do anything with the parade, just to catch up and know what we're doing and
Okay.
make sure everything's covered.
Well, we're gonna have to meet way before May 10th.
Yeah.
You know, and,
April 12th and 26th.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's talking.
yeah, okay, that's,
Still working on it, I
Fine.
think.
we have
We
music.
went to the parade, and we
Yeah.
I know, I'm trying to bring us back to
put a
that.
piano on there.
Oh, no, put a 4th of
so,
July play
let's,
Natick.
all right, can we table more discussion of the parade until we get the schedule done for meetings, that's all?
Right.
yeah, we're gonna lose our spot here, or lose our,
Need to,
where we are.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I mean-
forget.
not that you have to.
So, we are back to, we are going to meet, May, we can plan it, and we can reserve the room for May 10th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All
Now,
right.
you got the April ones, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
May 10th, and is there, and then May 24th?
24th.
5:10 and 5:24.
That's the day of Emmett's training,
5:10, my daughter's birthday.
Oh,
but it only goes till 12, 9 to 12, so Lincoln, I can be here by 1:30. And hopefully have copies made before I leave this time instead of when I get back in town. So, all right,
Oh, that's
COA. Sorry, David, go ahead.
No, that's for that one that you emailed me about, that
Yes.
seminar thing?
yeah.
That's the training that he does yearly. He goes around, and there is a training in Lincoln on the
Where?
24th. It just came out a day ago, I think it was, maybe 2 days ago.
I tried to
Where-
call it.
where's
Lincoln.
Yeah, I know that, but where?
That's where you're gonna all
I
go and
sent
get
out
your
an email
training.
to the board members.
Yeah.
I didn't get one.
I forwarded it to you.
I didn't
There's
get one,
something
Marge.
wrong. Now, Diane told me she didn't get a message.
I didn't get mine.
I don't know what's going on there with my computer.
I got it.
I don't think.
David got
You
it.
didn't get an email about this training thing?
I know I sent it out to
I'm
you.
leaving on a cruise the next day, I couldn't do it.
That's okay. There's no mandatory
Oh,
requirements.
gee.
COA board members have a mandatory requirement to go to some yearly educational thing. That does not mean it has to be Emmett's training. You can go to the Buds, like the Budson, Dr. Budson last
Lady
night.
Okay,
MJ09
I
said
did
it got
that.
sent to you.
What's that?
I don't have my phone here, so I.
Yeah, I know I sent it.
Yeah, it got sent.
Okay.
I know I did. I always count before I send it out to make sure I've got every board member on the list. So, but no, it can be any kind of training that
Last
relates
night
to
counted
seniors.
as training.
Okay, that's good.
So if you ever get questioned, you know
I
you've done
thought
this.
the time he came here was counted as my training too. It's the same thing he says at the,
Yeah.
Well, okay, I didn't mean to sidetrack us, and I did. But anyway, so the COA friends on the 24th, and then we'll regroup as we go along. Does
okay,
that
and
sound
we're
all
gonna
right?
meet on the
Yep.
24th also?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will ask Diane to reserve the room for those dates. And then we'll go from there. So, that's okay, you know, people do get to go away. I mean, you know,
Now, was there a suggestion that we meet somewhere else? Is
On-
that
on
what
the-
you were
Some
saying?
other meetings.
no,
No, the
No.
awareness meeting, we would
Oh.
go upstairs.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna meet
I
on,
thought you were saying we should meet
we're
somewhere.
gonna meet on your cruise.
yeah,
No?
Well, it depends on when we meet.
Oh,
Our meeting is on the cruise.
on the cruise.
Oh, well, that's okay. You wanna go to the Pinnacle Grove with me?
Pinnacle Grove. What is
Okay.
that?
all right. So I'm going to make a suggestion that we jockey the agenda around and we go directly down to the Memorial Day Parade, since we've already started that discussion.
And we're very excited about it.
And we are, and that seems to be actually, and the slogans, both of those things would be probably take more precedence over item B. So I would recommend, is that okay with everybody? Okay. So Memorial Day Parade, where are we with that? We're gonna check with Liz to see about John and participating. We need to find out somehow how much it's gonna cost and how we can afford, if we can afford, a liability insurance for Danny's flatbed or whatever it is he has. I don't know what it is called, but for
Trailer.
a trailer.
Does it have a
Does it
plate?
have any sides or anything on
It
it?
has sides and I think it has seats.
Does it have a plate? Is it plated?
Where?
Plated?
Is it registered?
Is it registered?
At that room.
I don't know. I don't know whether,
That's it, you have
I don't
it?
know.
If it's not registered, we can't use it.
Right, can't be on the road if it's not registered.
Up and down.
It might be just something he has in the field.
Well, it's a new one. I will check with him.
Ask him if you don't mind before we go into that.
I mean, I would think that if he's willing to lend it to you, if we insure it, then it must probably be registered.
Necessarily safe.
Don't go there? Okay.
I'll check on the insurance.
Okay, thank you. Ann Lee?
So, Mary's gonna check. Is it registered?
And Mary's gonna check that out, so at least we know if we have
Who's gonna check on the insurance?
Ann Lee.
Ann Lee.
Okay. And I would like to share with you too, that Barbara Cam spoke to me, she was at our last meeting, and we were talking about the parade a little bit. And she has some concerns about how we're going to tactfully, do this in a Veterans Day parade. She said it'd be much more fun in a July 4th parade. But I think we can do it.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Our
just,
color theme is in red, white, and blue.
that's right,
and-
that's, yeah. Yep.
I agree.
In fact, some yarn was donated, red, white, and blue yarn was donated in our knitting group last Monday, and I said, oh, can we make something for the people to wear in the parade? So. But anyway, so you're right, red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
And I just think we should be sensitive, that's all, because Barbara did express that concern. I'm
Right.
just mentioning it.
Veterans are old, so, and we're old.
And
So-
we can have something on the float that says, seniors support veterans, or I don't know, something. We can
Right.
come up with some catchy thing. Yes,
So, am I correct that the color theme is going to be red, white, and blue? Is that a
Everybody agree?
collaborative agreement
seems.
Color theme on the float or color theme on
Doesn't
clothing?
bother me.
for all of it?
Float and clothing. Okay,
Take a
going.
vote.
Pardon me?
Take a vote.
Take a vote? Do you want to take a vote? Do we need to take a vote on that?
I don't think so.
I don't think we do.
Everybody was nodding their head, I think. Do you have
Red, white, blue.
red, white, and blue? Red, white, and blue?
red,
Red's
white,
not
and
my
blue.
color.
Blue must be.
I mean,
Then
that
you
side
can
of the
do it.
table isn't thinking about red,
My
white,
wife
and
would say
blue.
that.
You're thinking something else. What are you thinking?
Not
Nothing,
thinking.
nothing.
You do
Well,
it.
Barbara's
go
very
blue.
good at color, at putting events on and things, so,
I
you
just
know.
want to be sure that we're in it before we keep going on
Right,
with
right,
it.
right.
But it's,
And that would be
it's pretty
nice.
close. I think we
If
can
your,
have some.
Decorations are as good as they were for the St. Patrick's Day. Whatever we do will be great. That was absolutely fantastic.
That's Barbara.
Thank you.
Barbara does a great job decorating, and she has great ideas, so.
Well, you see, here's an example. You have this side of the table all excited about red, white, and blue, and the decorators who do all the decorating ain't saying boo.
All right, wait a minute, do you really want a different color?
I don't care about color.
Oh, there we go. It's fine. Well,
I'll
red,
go
white,
blue.
blue's fine. I gotta wear blue though.
Well, you can wear blue.
You can wear blue.
You don't have to have all
Yes, it-
three
yes,
on.
it-
Blue?
Marge, through you to Sharon. I have a scarf that's red, white, and blue. You can wear it with your blue outfit.
Okay.
How's that?
Good,
Okay.
so good.
No, you don't have
I'm
to.
not
always-
putting that in the minutes.
No,
No,
no, no.
Veterans-
Let's
veterans
not get
wear
technical here.
khakis.
We're only,
that's
we're
true.
only kidding around.
Okay, so, well, how
Funny
much, I think
hats,
we can
too.
kind of get some general thoughts like we have here down now, and I don't think it's worth putting a lot of effort into if we can't,
Right.
you know,
How
we
many
find we're not gonna
meetings
have
do we have before the, what is
very
it,
many.
Memorial Day?
4.
4.
4.
4 meetings?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, we have plenty of time to
I would
decide
suggest
color.
that you take a look at those pictures that Ann Lee sent out, because there are a variety of ways in which they did this for different places at different times under
She sent
different
it to the-
circumstances.
I didn't say because I didn't have their,
Could you, can you
Their
share
email
emails?
addresses.
Do you think it's a good idea to share emails?
And
I've seen it, I
give
don't know
us
where I saw it.
yours.
yeah, or you can just go on Google, senior center
Oh, maybe that's where I saw it, yeah.
parade floats. And it wasn't necessarily Memorial Day, it was just,
All different
Peop-
kinds of things.
there was an old guy up there with a cane and he had a long white beard and
Yeah.
a straw hat on and,
I
like he was, and then there was some younger seniors and then.
Some of the things we need to think about is who we aiming at in terms of being involved with the COA
on
too.
the-
We don't wanna have everything old.
Right.
That's why I said all the women could wear those fancy gowns, but the men would go in swimsuits. Standing
Yeah,
in
the
Iron Man
The
poses.
swimsuits that are the striped tops with the striped shorts, like
We
the
don't
old
wanna-
days.
figure a way that we can, if possible, include younger
Yeah,
seniors.
well, that's why I said the bobby socks and the poodle skirts were,
Yeah, or
and men with
even
their
exercise
t-shirts rolled up
equipment.
with their
Over a pack of
cigarette
Lucky
over.
Strikes. Over a pack of Lucky Strikes.
Yeah, I
Well, we
think that
can- we
we
got
still
full-
don't know if we're in it, so we ought to like
Yeah.
go on to the next,
Yeah.
whatever's
Okay, well,
on.
that takes us down to, we were gonna talk about maybe officially adopting some of the sayings, catchy sayings that we've tossed around and heard about. Maureen has them written down, I think. She takes everything down, so. I don't know if we wanted to do that, because I think some of them sayings were really clever and would be good to use, like, the time is now, or now is the time
Someday you'll
to.
join us.
Right,
So-
someday you'll join us is
Yeah.
one that I had. The time is now was another one. And another thing that he said that I thought might be a good, thing that we had a discussion about is, we helped you to get your police station, fire station.
No,
I guess too wordy, I think.
no.
Yes, but if it's on a sign,
They're not gonna read it. It's too many words. We're just gonna be
Okay, the
quick and
time
catchy.
We
Time
don't
is
wanna
now was
hit
one, what was
a
the other?
nerve
The
either.
other one is,
And it would be like we're pushing.
someday you'll join us.
Yeah. Since
I
you
like,
said our time
what
is
I
now,
had the
you're
other day.
next, something like that, yeah.
Was, help us keep our independence, give us a senior center. Because it is what we want for us to do our stuff and keep our seniors young and active too. So,
bless you.
Bless you.
I like that. You don't have to use it, I just happen to like it.
What was the gray matter one?
gray,
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
something matters,
Old people do matter, they have gray matter.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Thank you.
That's it.
I love that.
Yeah,
What is
Oh,
it?
yeah, old people do matter because they have
They
gray
have
matter.
gray matter.
Old people do matter because they have gray matter.
Yeah, see,
Or
we
just
got
they
your
matter.
alumni
Leave
field.
out the
We
Brain matter.
need you to get us a
it's
senior
supposed to be
center.
brains.
I would be concerned with the
We'll
old,
give you a little gray wig,
Old people matter
Because-
because they have gray
a
matter.
big gray wig.
you're indicating that the COA is old people.
All right, so just say seniors matter. Because they have gray matter.
Seniors matter.
Okay, so not old people, but
Just
seniors
suggestions
matter.
to ponder.
Seniors do matter.
So we're
a
saying
good one.
seniors and not old people?
Right.
seniors do matter because we
Which
have
is seniors.
gray matter.
Speak for yourself. I'm not
I
old
like them
yet.
all.
I'm not
Maybe we
sure.
can just you know, we can work these in at different appropriate times and different, whatever we're getting out, you know, to, whenever we're trying to educate people and get the word out. So, because it catches people and they might read on a little.
Put a sign in front of
Does-
the truck, the back of the truck, the side of the trucks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Signs on the,
on the,
Sides?
Yeah. even if it was.
we can decide that once too, when we get down the road,
Like
as
that
long as
one
we,
that the time is now.
the time is now.
Unless everybody knows what you're talking about,
Right.
nobody would know what you're talking about.
Time is now for a senior center.
Someday you'll join us.
Be a big thing that says council on aging on the side of that float.
I'd like to know if we can be in it.
Well, once I, well, how can we do that? Well, we'll have to get to, when we get to down to, if we know we got the float and we're in the parade, then decide, you know, signs and things.
How far is the parade gonna go this year?
I have no idea.
It goes from Donlands to the cemetery
Yeah.
every year.
Okay.
West Lawn.
And there are groups that drop out down by the
Library.
Historical Society
Right.
or
I mean,
or the
yeah.
Masonic Lodge,
Historic.
and some that go all the way across 495 and go into the cemetery.
I don't know if you wanna take the float all the way up into the cemetery, but.
Right.
I think just
but
fire
maybe the
stations.
people wanna go to the cemetery, so you have to figure that one out.
Yeah.
because that would
Well,
be-
the other thing too is there are people on the parade route that are on the 495 bridge and sit on the lawn and heading up to West Lawn.
It could go past the fire station, but not necessarily go up into the
Right.
cemetery.
I was thinking
Just
just-
go up New Estate Road
Just
and
past the entrance.
turn around and go back home.
They don't even have to go that far.
No.
A lot of people Don't they stop at the firehouse and
They
have
do.
Yeah.
Right, and
They're-
then,
But you
they're
could break up
snack
there.
break.
right, the kids do,
Yeah.
that's where usually the Boy Scout, not the Boy Scouts, the.
Cub Scouts and the
Cub
Girl
Scouts.
No,
Scouts.
Scouts
the
and
sports,
Brownies?
the sports
Yeah.
teams, they
Drop out
usually
about it.
drop out at the fire station.
May I
Most
suggest
of
that
the young
this is
kids.
something for our future meetings when we deal with the parade, assuming that we get into it?
Yeah.
What's that?
We're getting into a lot of detail about the parade.
Right.
And
Yep.
at future meetings, once we find out we can get into it,
Right.
it'll be
So,
better.
so before our next meeting, or even before the meeting occurs, if we can even send an email out getting this information out that we are, at least people will know whether we're gonna be going ahead or not.
Yeah.
So,
We did skip B. What is our vision on our?
Right.
senior meeting?
I don't know, is there any more now under C that people, under educating the community right now? Yes,
You
Donnie?
skipped over B.
Well, that's why I'm asking about going back
That's what he's
there.
asking, yeah.
I asked if we could skip
Oh, okay.
down, skip past that, and then we're going back. I'm just trying to clear the way to get back there. So,
20-foot
I almost
bar,
dropped my stuff in your.
what's that?
20-foot bar,
20-foot,
Did our,
a 20-foot bar inside the senior center, that's what Bob just said.
I will not
there,
put
how's
that
that
in
for
minutes
public?
either.
did we ever get a planning back of what, somebody was studying this,
The floor, you know, there are several floor plans. I know I have a couple that Jamie Gutner shared. I don't know, I could get those out there, floor plans. I can't remember the towns now, but I know they're in my computer someplace.
What would be your desire for maximum seating for a luncheon or dinner?
150.
150.
yeah.
250?
No,
150.
150.
150, okay.
Yeah, we have to measure the big room to see if that's adequate.
But it may be able to be expanded,
Yeah,
As
it's
time
one of those
goes
studies,
on.
yes,
you know.
yeah.
But we also have to be careful with, like, Jeremy from the Show Tech did find that serving 100 people was a lot of work. So you don't want to max him out, because we certainly love
abs-
his food.
actually, that could happen with certain luncheons,
Right.
certain catered luncheons, depending who doesn't mind doing. That is a lot, though.
That's a
lot.
big crowd.
150 is a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, you know,
So
some
Bob was
restaurants
asking
don't do
max,
that.
so.
It's just that they'd have to sign up the next month, you know. But we have to have a better
A lot of clots.
way to have them sign up, because, in fact, our neighbor said that he's been trying to come, but it's always full by the time he does it, and we told him do it earlier, but earlier isn't good anymore.
Earlier isn't good anymore. It
But
fills up by
I'm
noon,
so
the day
pleased.
it's open.
It makes me happy.
That's because they called the people from the waiting list from the month before,
Well, you know,
and that wasn't right.
well, that's
I
a
told
quite,
them
I don't
not
know.
to do that.
Well, that's up to discussion too, I don't know, but it's not our job in a way to discuss that, so. I don't know that that's, I mean, you're gonna have people on a waiting list. And, you know, there always gonna be a waiting list, and, so, I don't know that that was wrong, who's the judge of that, but apparently what happened, for those of you who,
Well,
people were on a waiting list last month. So then when the sign up for this month occurred, or was coming, could occur, the people that were on the waiting list last month were called to give them first dibs so that they could come this month.
yes.
And so, I don't know, I thought that was kind of nice and thoughtful in a way, but some people don't agree with that, so.
Well, it's kind of nice, but the Friends weren't consulted at all. We're putting the
You're putting
luncheon
on
on, but we
yeah.
weren't consulted,
But
we just did it.
but see,
Yeah.
none of us are in the job of managing how the calls come in.
But
That's
if
the
I-
office's job, you know.
Well,
But the
Friends-
thing is, if I hadn't gone up that day, and I wasn't here, we wouldn't have been able to be on it either, because it would have been full. That's the problem.
So they
That
should-
the regular,
You
well,
wouldn't have
maybe
been
there
able to
should be,
get on if I didn't
no,
put your name on.
right. So we need to have that other, that's
Right.
another, but you know, okay,
May I
that's a good point.
suggest, this is neither the time
You're
nor
right.
place to discuss this. The way,
Exactly.
what I have is, what is our vision for our senior center, and the first thing I have is a room to seat 150 for lunch. I would like to see a small gym.
A fitness center or a
Fitness
gym?
center.
A gym or a fitness room?
Oh, fitness center.
Fitness center, I would like to see that too.
Okay, so I think Patty did a wonderful list
She did.
on her survey that some people didn't fill out, but I love this list, Patty. And I think it's really inclusive. A couple extra things, maybe you want to have a room just for conference room
Oh, yeah.
for when they meet. We definitely need a craft closet, and along with a craft room. And I think the only other thing we were looking at, we have the exercise room, but an art room would be a great
But
room.
the art, you know, back, having worked a lot in that area over the years, and
Craft
supervising,
closet, and what was the other thing?
art room,
Art room.
art room.
Is that on Patty's list?
It isn't.
I think I'd like to see even a music room, because there's a lot of seniors that have instruments, and I was asked once to start something like that by one of our seniors, but couldn't do it. So I think that's
That's a good idea.
something, because then we could have our own entertainers. But I don't think you have thrift shop on here.
Oh,
Yes, she does.
Good.
Yeah.
Does it have storage too?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was trying to find it just now, I
shop
couldn't
with
find
Oh,
it.
you're right, she doesn't have it on there.
No.
It's on mine.
It is there,
Yeah, I mean, I think,
It is, the last one.
Add storage.
Liz said she had a list. Did she say she had a list?
Liz,
Liz?
it would
Yeah,
be
she
nice
has
if we could compile both lists
Because I
together.
think it would be neat if we could see, all could see her list, and maybe we'd either add or subtract or whatever.
That's
We
a
could
good
add
idea.
our list,
That's a good idea, consolidate all of it.
because,
Yeah.
you know, we might forget something
Right.
she might have, or,
Another thing too
Vice
is,
versa.
you mentioned art room and then you mentioned music room. But I don't know how much space there's gonna be for all the different rooms, but so you might have to double up rooms.
well, it depends what building we get.
Well, I mean.
But, or
all
what
I'm-
we
all I'm-
build.
Oh, no, all I'm saying is like an art room could be a music room too.
Yeah.
or the art room could be the craft room, too,
Yeah.
really.
Which one?
Art and crafts
Oh, yeah,
could go together in the
Yep.
same room,
that could happen.
yeah. So, yeah, there's that possibility.
Yeah.
But I like the ideas, I think it's a great idea to have music. Music is just wonderful anyway. It's great, it'd be great to have a music room.
Yeah, I've been
Even if it
approached.
was just for listening, going in and sitting and listening to music that,
A
you know,
library too.
I have a library down there.
I was, I was approached about that because they wanted to start a little group. They have one in Westford, I think, or Chelmsford somewhere. Yeah, that, and I just thought of another one which went pew, right by me. What gray matter? I don't have any gray matter anymore. It's gone, went with the voice.
I know somebody said to me they would like a bocce or something like that
Oh, yeah,
for men to, or, you know, or women
yeah.
to.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that would be outside
Bocce,
though.
horseshoes,
Game room,
Yeah.
Inside horseshoes?
because they play mahjong. and they-
Well, all that, yeah, that's probably,
And probably.
might be on the list there.
Well, you have extra rooms here, and I'm thinking I've got specific
Yeah.
designations for those
I
four
would
extra
imagine-
rooms or so.
I would imagine we'd,
Fill them all.
once we get the chance to plan a senior center, we could have a lot of rooms that would be usable, you know, that we should give to the seniors so that they can, do their music or their art or their crafts or, oh, and somebody asked me about ballroom dancing, because they used to do that, but they don't do it here. So they would there's a couple of big rooms anyway, and you could, but that's more towards the evening. So
But
we'd
that's
have to
okay,
have
I
a
could
few
foresee
evening-
having a few
That's
evening
if-
events.
If it's DCU, it's carpeted, it's hard to do ballroom dancing.
That has to come up.
Carpet,
Well,
Well,
things
that
will be
would come up.
changed to
yeah.
accommodate, but,
Dick and I met at ballroom dance hall, so we ballroom danced our whole life.
we need, exercise, big room for the exercise anyway, so it shouldn't have rugs. So, you know, that all will be put in there.
Rugs aren't good for seniors.
And I do want to say
Exercise.
one thing. Right then, I thought of an evening class or program So I don't really like people saying that we seniors go home to bed early. I like hearing that we do things all the time. Maybe not all seniors, but, you know, a lot of, I'm looking around right now and I'm thinking, gee, I go out in the evening for dinner or something, you know, if there was a program that
Well,
was
even
needed.
the
then I would-
library,
I'm sorry?
the library has some programs that
In the
they have.
evening, see? So, I don't think that should be people's list up
No.
here, that,
Shouldn't be limited,
yeah, at all.
no.
But, you know, I was thinking of
No, it goes over there.
things that we do that people should understand in even volunteering. And we have volunteers with walkers who do the receptionist up in the office. They've got something to do. So we're active seniors. And it should be an active senior center for active
Still have the
seniors,
week.
really.
Program going on?
The we, is that
Bowling
still
and
going on
stuff?
Fridays? I
No,
don't
they
know.
don't have that anymore, and it's too bad, because people enjoyed that too. The
When
Wii
did that
games.
start?
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, we'll have television. The big televisions should be there, I think, to
I
use.
know that when I went to a course at the Sudbury Senior Center, they had an open main room as you came in, where it just so happened that it was gentlemen, but they were sitting there playing cards in the morning.
Yeah,
They had their coffee and they were sitting playing cards. As you went through, there was another little area where there was a puzzle set up. And that puzzle
Yeah.
did not get taken down. Anybody who wanted to go to the
Add a
puzzle
piece.
area, yeah, add some pieces to it. I mean, I
Yeah.
started it one day in room, I don't know, what is that, 130, where we wait for knitting. What
Oh.
room is that?
oh, 2:30.
2:30.
2:30, okay. And I started a puzzle one day and I set it all up on the table and I went back
It was
2
gone.
hours later and it was gone. I was like, what happened to the puzzles?
Another
Oh.
class.
Yeah, no, I didn't want it, said someone, and they put it away.
Yeah, see, I see.
But see,
I-
that's hard, because that is shared space too, and you know, there are town
Yeah.
meetings held in those
Maybe you
rooms
should
at
leave a
night.
note or a
What did the
plaque or
men do
something.
when they came in?
They were playing cards.
Yeah, well.
But see, that's where a game
That doesn't
room,
need
But
to
see,
be on
there's
there.
an example,
Yeah.
there's an example, right there.
What are you putting that in the
Of room
minutes
and
for?
space.
a game room would be perfect, it can be
But
used in the morning,
I
it can be used
see-
at night.
Yeah, but
Good
I
Lord, does
see,
not allow card playing.
I see
Just get
a
together.
dining area,
Chit chat,
you know, a
have
big
coffee.
dining area where the tables are set up all the time. We don't have to keep moving them every time we do a lunch or something. And that in the morning, if men want to come in and have a cup of coffee or a donut, they can go play cards for a while till lunch is being, or they could stay for lunch
There
too.
was coffee and there were pastries there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see,
So
that's
that's
what I
It's very
see.
welcoming, very welcoming.
Women
Yes,
welcome
very
also.
warm.
Yeah, so I
just
see
men.
the dining area in a big, if we're gonna seat that many people. With that happening, come in the morning and chat with your, because the guys go to, what, not Little Peach, but you know what I mean.
Convenience or whatever.
Just to meet up, have coffee and sit there and talk. And
They don't sit there and talk, they sit there and watch the kino screen.
they talk, they do politicking a lot
An
over there.
example is the men's breakfast. It's at 7:30, but everybody's still there at 9
Yeah,
until the,
yeah, so
until
it
the-
would only
with
be
the
fair.
ladies' breakfast.
We should have that.
yeah.
I did, by the way, get some comments on that list. Maureen gave me a bunch
Good.
to add to it. If you wanted to send me
Okay,
whatever you want to add to that, I'll update that for
Great.
people for
Yeah,
the
and then we
next
can make a
meeting.
Yeah.
list that we all have that's got all the stuff
But I was
on
gonna
it.
say,
I did send it to
somewhere
everybody,
in my
the
notes
original,
somewhere I
You
but
did.
I
have
can
this.
update.
I
So
don't
if
have
you
this
send me
quizzes.
anything, anybody send me any more comments, I'll update it for the next meeting.
perfect. Thank you.
Excellent.
Send Patty updates, and I will, ask Liz if she has a list that,
I mean, when I did that, I sat down for 3 days thinking, okay,
go on the tour this morning.
what all could I put on this? And, you know, because I've been to dozens of senior centers, and I thought, okay, this one had that, and this one had that.
And she didn't know if her husband could go.
Oh, you did a
I have
good
a
job.
floor plan,
Thank
and
you.
I've been kind of
I
looking
haven't
at
been
the
around,
floor
you
plan,
know, I haven't
thinking,
home, it's the
okay,
word.
That's what I've
now
got.
here,
Where?
and here, and
Kids.
here. It's pretty comprehensive.
It
Okay,
is.
I'm getting excited all over again now. You
Yeah.
know, when you start talking about it, you can visualize these things, and it's just, yeah. And then we need another big room so we can have a stretch and flex group as well as a fitness room.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
No.
Stress and flex is growing, Bill, yeah.
No,
Yes, it is growing.
It's growing.
But
oh,
the,
stretch and flex, yeah, we're up to, what, 24 as pretty much routine,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
but what I was thinking, we could have speakers come in the dining area, and you could put a lot of chairs there, so that, like this program that she went to last night on Alzheimer's and dementia, it could be, they could come for that.
Well, wait, that's a lot of the
I don't wanna
program.
hear I'm going nutty, thank you.
I was
It
gonna
was
go to that,
fabulous.
but I
I'm
forgot.
losing my mind.
It was
I already know that.
He
Where's
wouldn't
the
have
gray
lost your
matter?
mind, he would have told you how to keep it organized.
I'm losing my hearing, I already know that.
Yeah, that's something, you change your mind.
All right, so, a few of us have some work to do to get some information. I think it would be good to share it if we find out anything that's, one way or the other, certainly if it's negative about being in the parade or whatever, we'll get the word out as fast as we can. So, I'll ask Liz, I'll take the responsibility of doing that to see if she has talked to what's his first name?
John,
John, thank you.
Oh, I thought it was Russo.
No, John Borowski. Yeah, I'll check with her, I have that down to do. So, and then other people are gonna do things, Patty's gonna update, you're gonna,
It's a good sized wagon.
we'll find out if Liz has a list.
I mean, it's
And she can
probably,
incorporate it, and we can come up with a master list or something.
I think they all should get a hold of these guys if they're
well, it's not gonna be
ideas.
16 feet
You
wide.
see what happened today?
It has to be
12 by 20.
No, what?
All the back and forth communication.
Might be, but I think that
Hey, we're getting there.
Yeah, that's because of you.
It's a process. It is, it's just a process, and we come from different experiences, and we have a little bit of a different focus
Well, I'm gonna
each
check
group,
with him
but
tonight.
you know what, it's okay.
No,
And
well,
as
yeah,
long
he's
as we
gonna have
make
to
it
drive but
clear,
also
and if I hear
license.
any more, or anything about that other thing, so
It
be
was
it.
great.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything.
Well, we appreciate you helping us get focused on improving our communication, basically, so. And there's always room for that, there's always,
Absolutely.
it's never perfect, and it's never easy, so. All right,
I move we adjourn.
I was just gonna ask if I might entertain a motion. It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn, Bob. All those in favor? Are you all okay with
Don't vote,
adjourning?
yes.
You can't vote, no, that gets
I
recorded,
can
but
agree with you,
you
yes.
can, let me know if you're not in favor, please, because then they won't,
Hey, Bob,
but
No, we have 5 more hours of work to
pass
do.
me the sign.